Shalom, shalom, shalom. Welcome back to Rooted in Hebrew. Uh, my name is Mike, and we are here for another day. Today is the 20th, and they go vote in Trump today, which don't concern me too much, but it is what it is, and the world doing what it's doing. Shalom, Sister Linda Cross. Glad you were able to make it in this morning. All right, there you go. Okay. Yes, we have some things that it's going to need our attention um, going forward. Going forward, we have to make it's going to be a must. Well, it ain't going to be. It is a must because we truthfully haven't done it. Because I mean, in light of excuse me, in light of our situation, things that we went through, struggle with, and things of that nature. Shalom, Sister Monica. But this is one thing that each and every last one of us it's going to be to our best interest. Shalom, Sister Zenobia. That we do these things, and then we got to maintain our foresight because we're coming to a point where the world is preparing itself for something. Now, I just this ain't the first time I looked this over, but now this this I forgot the name of the show. Well, I ain't even gonna call it a show because I mean it ain't like they come on every day. They telling the world to prepare themselves this year for a major spike. Spike. Is not a spike, truthfully. Major decrease in food. I will say consumption because they're warning you, but they put the warning out as to what we need to, to store up. Rice, beans. It's something like rice and beans was top dog, on the top of the list, because we know the shelf life of them is quite long, or it's lengthy, put it that way. And so they're looking at this is 2025. Now they really honing in on this. They are honing in on the fact that this 2025. So you're about to get the foods. Well, it's not gonna come in like that now, but you're about to go into get food for 2024. It's going to be dramatically lower. All the imports and export, they're already preparing for it. And some countries are holding back on their export because they're seeing a serious problem, and they know that they got to feed their own people. Now, this is the thing with us, though. It would appear that we put ourselves in a very compromising position. The world is preparing itself for this here. What is our preparation? That's the question. What is our preparation that we, as a nation, has prepared or is preparing? It would appear that we hemmed up. It would appear, but we have a promise from the Most High. That's the saving power. That's what we have. But at the same time, we still have to, if we believe our actions should say the same thing. Now, we could say we could believe all day long, but if we don't have no actions to that belief, we ain't doing nothing. We're not doing anything. We are always admonished. What does scripture say? Faith without works is dead. Brothers and sisters, we got to start thinking about these things and trying to implement these things, not as an individual, but we got to move on. We got to come together as a nation. And now that do sound like it's a mission. I ain't gonna say a mission impossible, because the Most High said that he's going to do what he's going to do for his people. Now I know the world will tell you that's people worldwide. You know, well, I'm just talking about our people, and they can call us prejudiced all they want, things of that nature. This is one time we go hold on, we go stay on this road. Yeah, we gonna stay on this road. Shoot, Sister Linda Cross, let me tell you something. The last time I went to Sam's, called myself go in there and get a few things. When you think you're going in and getting a few things, and you think, all right, I ain't gonna spend no more than 50, 75. That woman kept on going up to like $200 or $300. I was like, whoa. Yeah, you got to be careful in Sam's. You have to be careful in Sam's. You be grabbing this and grabbing that. Next thing you know, you went in there for one thing, you come out with 30 things. But no, but yet and still, we must maintain these things. We must maintain these things. This line of thinking, because eventually, and your thinking don't have to be like the rest of the brothers. I mean, whatever you deem necessary as a nation, it should be done. Shalom, Sister Van P. But this is where we at now. What is this? This the thing. This real now. Mm-hmm. And see, right now, we not feeling it. But the moment that stomach starts to growl, yeah, then that's when some people are going to realize, hey, this is really going on. Yeah, this old twisted world, or whatever how we gonna look at it, it's satanic, and and the things that they're doing. They literally sitting down, planning this stuff out. This is what they're doing. This is what the world is doing. They're sitting there planning things out for a food shortage, which they already started. Companies gone, which they encourage companies to shut down and move on or whatever. They say, destroy half of your stock. This is what they want. Because this is one time, this world wants people to come to them on bended knees. This is what this when it's all over said and done, that's what this is about. It's going to be about this. But now when we recognize and we learn, we read, and we start to understand how things are moving about. Hey, what's up, bro? Uh, when we understand these things and the knowledge that we do have nowadays should have us on uh, a different road, a different path. Now we was all taught we was taught this and we was taught that. And I was looking at what's that sister show? Channel. Gates of Holder. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but it ain't the first time I seen that video that she played. It was a black preacher talking about black people, and everything he was saying, truthfully, I ain't gonna lie to you, it was just negative. And I'm like, man, he called himself a preacher. Now, if you read the scriptures, you gonna understand why people, black people, do what they do. But he didn't have nothing. Majority of his stuff was so negative. Oh, black people need to do this. And I'm like, all right, that's the irritating type like preacher. It's not the saying that I'm all about pacifying and feeling sorry for black people. No, it's not that. But when you have an understanding of why people do what they do, that's knowledge. That's absolute knowledge. But now if you don't, you're ignorant. The scriptures clearly states, deal with your brother according to knowledge. Now, what that preacher from I'm gonna call him a Christian. I mean, he had crosses on, so I'm gonna call him a Christian. To what he was talking about, he was not speaking of no as if he didn't have no knowledge. The only knowledge he probably had was the fact that his skin is brown. He know he probably fit in as a black person. That was it. That was it. Very negative. And then, but at the same time, who taught him all of that? Who taught him all of that? Oh, you must have seen him too, Sister Zenobia. I tell you, it was irritating to me. I mean, I listened to him. But he's not the only one I seen do that. And at the same time, um, I know where it's coming from. And you know, you'll be surprised. I'm serious. Slave mentality, it's still out there. It is still out there. And especially if you're dealing with a certain generation of people. I'm telling you, yes, you know, I tell you, they were like, no, take it to a white mechanic, and so and so this and so on. I mean, they still got the mindset. They don't think that they can do any wrong. And they done a lot of wrong. They done a lot of wrong. That's the whole person being hey, these nations being judged. They went out and taught how to put themselves on a pedestal. That's what they taught. And you have some brothers and sisters that still have that mindset, that as if they, with their old way of teaching, still, I ain't gonna say reign supreme, because a lot of us are woke, and they don't like this awakening that a lot of us are experiencing. They do not like that at all. That mental captivity has come off. And so if they don't have that mental captivity on them, I mean on us, what? You'll start looking them face to face, eye to eye. They do not like that. Now, but I'm going to say this now, and I don't mean no disrespect to nobody. But that slave mentality is very strong in Africa. Very strong. When I read up on a, yeah, they do. They the moral the only thing that they have authority over, the only thing, and I don't even think they holding on to that as they think they are. It's like mayhem, destruction, all of it. And it's like they coming back upon them with that, they push it, whatever they put out, the world is pushing right back to them, giving it right back to them. What was it? A couple of days ago, I was telling you about Leave the World Behind when Kevin Bacon made that comment that, we made a lot of enemies, and maybe these enemies just thought about, hey, let's just come together as one to do a particular type of damage to one nation. See, all of that stuff that they went through in life, coming in and conquering other lands and things of that nature, it's coming back up on them. It's coming back up on them. And we're seeing it. We are literally seeing it before our faces. The thing about it is, we seeing this, that should tell us how we need to move going forward. Now, that's knowledge. That is absolutely knowledge. Now, how this inauguration is going to get down, it remains to be seen. But when it's all over said and done, it ain't for our sake. It is not for our sake. And the sad thing about this, brothers, is this. We have knowledge, and I'm talking about brothers out there that's bent upon this political stuff and who's looking forward to this man coming into power, because I can't say they're placing their trust in the wrong thing. They have a misplaced. They have a self. You going, bro? All right, man. Take it easy, brother. They have a misguided trust, and it's self-misguided. It's just like if you're seeing this person is like this here, you're seeing this is how he gets down, this is how he talks. Africa ain't nothing but a S-hole. This is how he's speaking about the place where you're supposed to be from. And then you looking forward for him to do what he needs to do or say what he's going to do in a political realm. So now this is where it's going to get back to this here. It's going to be that field Negro, house Negro. And a lot of them went into the house. A lot of them went into the house. This is how they get into that. That mindset is one of them that's going to be detrimental to those types of brothers and sisters, placing their trust into something. And we have seen time and time and time. What? There is nothing that has been done for us. Nothing. Do we have a crime bill? Do we have a crime bill? No. We're those people that they look at us, and the world knows exactly who you are, who we are. They know the damage that has been done. They knows the damage that's been done. But now we have this foresight now, brothers. We have this foresight. We're seeing what's happening right now, and we're going to see what's going to happen in the future. You want to talk about the stock market? That's how we're looking at it now. Shalom. We got next. This is where we stand at now. We having this foresight. And so we It is absolutely to the to our best interest to maintain it, and at the same time put that foresight into action. Truthfully, it don't care. It doesn't matter how small it may be. Excuse me, how small it may be, or how large it how large it can be. It's all about putting it into action. We have this. We have these things. Now, how this stuff is going to what's the word? Turn about with this inauguration. Uh, we don't know, but we can assume. All right, he did what he needed to do to get the black vote. Let's just go that way, and it worked out well for him. And at the same time, you're asking yourself, brother, y'all want to take what did they say? Take the two lesser evils or something. That's the I think that what the saying is. But you're going to start seeing some convicted felons. You're going to see them come out of prison, and it's going to be those same individuals that took somebody's life that looked just like you. But they all geeked up over this here. The man never once said, "I'm straight down for the African American." He did what he needed to do just to get whatever power he needed to get in power. But at the same time, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, that everything do work out for his interest. Because trust and believe, I don't care how you look at it, it's not going to work out for our interests. It's not. It is absolutely not. And I would not be surprised just to get stuff popped off. The other political party, I would not be surprised they deleted that man. And if something like that happened, then you have a civil war. It's going to lead right back to what I was saying Saturday. There are so many different ways that you can play this and see this. It is unbelievable. And truthfully, it is not for our best interest. Being in captivity and so-called having these twisted overlords calling the shots, making the laws, and enforcing the laws has gotten us into a position that we need to it's got us in a pretty bad position, truthfully. That's what it got us in. But at the same time, you still have individuals. Oh, he's going to do this here. Oh, yeah, we need a businessman in the office and things of that nature. This is what they're saying. He can be a businessman down to the bone. But one thing he's going to live and die. As a white man. That's it. When it's all over said and done. That's how he's really going to move. That's how he's going to get down. And I don't think we need to be fooling ourselves on that. All right, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, that he do something, and you have money coming in because he's in power. That money is short-lived. You got nations that's fighting against the dollar. And this is the ones I would say that's not biblically inclined. And when I say that, I'm talking about that preacher that, that was saying all these negative things about black people, because he's not biblically inclined either. He's not. Because if he understood the scriptures, ain't no way he'll be up there speaking like what he do. Don't get me wrong. I mean, yeah, we got some ways about ourselves, but we'll understand. One thing we will come to understand: why some of our brothers and sisters do some of the things that they do. Some of it is out of ignorance. Other ones is just downright hard-headed. But we do have that understanding. That's what we have. They can sit right here and talk all that crazy stuff all they want. And I'm talking about black people. It was a sister on the south side. Can't stand. She cannot stand us. Woo-wee. Lives in a Bronzeville area on the south side of Chicago. Can't stand us all. I'm like, well, good night. Seem like you need to, shred your skin off your body. Had an intense hatred for her own so-called brothers and sisters. Married to a Gentile. Him, if you met her husband, I'm gonna say it this way, you would not believe that he would be married to a person like that. Two different worlds. Two different worlds. But this is what has happened. You got people that's out here that's like, they're all about what they can get out of it, this world. And they look into it. They look, hey, no, he's gonna put more money in black people's pocket and everything. No, he's not. And the money they will put into your pocket, trust and believe, it's just for you to get that hamster wheel turning again. That's it. That's it. They're not trying. They do not want you to go out here talking about you're doing some serious investing. Because when you go out there and you start doing some serious investing, no, that's just too much power for you. That is too much power for you. Because now you will start looking them eye to eye, face to face, toe to toe. They don't want that. They do not want you to have that type of power. Now, if they go ahead and tell me, yeah, we got a stimulus check, trust and believe. Go to the grocery store, and that stimulus check will be gone that same day. It's going to be gone that same day. Everything is just in this world, in this system, is truthfully crumbs. And it's the crumbs they want you to keep on running behind these crumbs. That spending power, I think they said last year for black people, was in the billions. We dropped down from trillions. We literally dropped down from $1 trillion, 1.2 trillion down to the billions. What was it they said? It was like 800 and some billion. But that was by design, brothers and sisters. Let's not get that twisted. Let's not misunderstand that. That was by design. In order for them to wreck the dollar, who had to come in against the dollar? These countries. These countries literally had to come in, and whatever they was working with, trying to destroy the dollar, it hindered our spending ability. Yes, it did. They knew it. They had to sacrifice that. But if this is what they're going to do to this country, they had to affect our pockets. And they did. So many electronic black businesses went out of business in a matter from 2022 up to now. Up to now. They knew exactly what they needed to do. And it happened. You don't see stuff coming in from China like you used to. You don't. They don't send stuff over here. And they already did that game when C-19 happened. Do you all remember how they said there was a backlog or of like Lysol cleaning supplies? Who do you think owned it? The Chinese. They own Clorox bleach. So now, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, that was a test. The test did good. It did quite well. When that cyber hit, what was it? What was that? What was that? It was a cyber thing. What's it? Was it gas or electric? I don't know, but I know one thing. It affected it all the way down in Texas, and they went on to pay that millions and millions of dollars to for them to release it. It was a test. In the test run, it works. We have the foresight, brothers, of what's about to happen. And this is just my encouragement. You're seeing that this is what these people has put in place, has tested, and it works from their end. Well, it works on both ends. We see, I mean, this country's seeing the damage of it. You seeing it? And we ain't even talking about the judgment that's going on with it. Now let's just use some foresight on that. And see, some people that they won't take this as a. I ain't gonna say. I wouldn't. I will say this: to see the Most High's hand at work. Now listen to me, brothers, and I'm being respectful when I say this. Whatever, I mean, the burning of LA, the inferno. Have you brothers and sisters ever realized they were talking about the wind all the time? The wind got up to like 50 miles to 100 miles per hour and things of that nature. And how the Most High can just have that heat still within the wind is just blowing over on top of a house or whatever. And that little spark can burn down a big old house. And that's all we've seen, brothers and sisters. We've seen him move wind over the land. And that land, that wind had fire within it. I don't care if it was a spark. That spark laid down, that spark, and you have wind, oxygen. The only time a fire is out is when you take the oxygen out of the air. That right there, and from my understanding, that was the Most High's doing. And now, what's going on with it right down to this very day? I do not know. I can't even see it on. I haven't seen it on none of the feeds now. It's like, how news go. People get tired of hearing the same old news. They move on to something else. So now, if it's still burning, I do not know. I do not know. But it's judgment. It's judgment. They saying it's dry air. And what the thing about it that got my attention was I seen some homes that was right there on the beach. When I say the house, sand, water, all of them was burnt up. You go tell me you on the beach? You, I'm telling you, brothers, the homes on the beach was all leveled down from the fire. And you go tell me this is the world gonna say it's global warming. Okay, they just do not want to give what credit is due. Shalom, Sister Kathy. This you can't tell me anything. I'm sorry. This no, I'm not sorry. That that incident, I seriously believe it's going to get worse. I'm serious. They're saying that it is extremely dry. If it is extremely dry, and now you have a fire on top, and you already got a fault line there, and if it's dry on top, and it's been dry for some years, what do you think those cracks in up under the earth is doing? It's drying up too. It is absolutely drying up. So the more drier it get, let a tremble come in. It's gonna crack like a piece of glass. It's going to crack like a piece of glass. Now you having a massive earthquake or a parting of a particular place on this planet or in the United States, you got a catastrophe in front of you. That's what's going to be in front of you. And the thing about it is, the world is letting you know what's here. All right, over here we have that. But at the same time, what do people do? Hey, we build, we live, we eat, we drink. But things are getting down to the nitty gritty. And brothers and sisters will have to start thinking now a lot more prophetic. And our actions will have to be in the same motion, the same action. All right, let's be smart about this. The Most High is showing his hand. Do you believe? Yay or nay? Boom. So now, for the yays, I think it'd probably be best for us to move. I was living on the 21st floor in a building in Chicago. It got to a point where I'm starting thinking, it's about time for me to come outside, come out this building. Because I'm thinking in my head, at this time, there was an earthquake that it happened, and it was felt from all the way from Oklahoma all the way to Chicago. And I was living in that building at the same time. Some people in Chicago felt it. But it was that fault line. And at one time, in that building, the electricity went out. Not the electricity. The elevators went out. I had my son, brothers and sisters, have you ever climbed 21 flights of steps? That ain't no joke. So I'm taking all of this stuff into consideration. And so this is the reason why I came up with, all right, it's time for me and my son to get up out of here. Brothers and sisters, we are in the same predicament. Now we got to start seeing things for what they really are. And at the same time, make the needed adjustments to preserve your life and the life of your family. We are no longer naive. Those days are absolutely gone. Now, if you choose to be naive, trust and believe that's your choice. That is absolutely your choice. And then at the same time now, don't think I'm out here to browbeat nobody. because it do take funds to do things, to get up, to move over here, to move over there. It costs money. But then that's when you dive into prayer. You dive into prayer. And you let the Most High knows that you know what you need to do, but the present circumstances is like out of your hands right now. And you make that plea to the Most High. He knows exactly how to maneuver things for your benefit. And we continue to move on. This foresight, brothers, I'm telling you, this is the heavy one. It ain't the fact that this man is getting sworn in. It ain't no. It ain't got diddly squat to do with us or us getting into their business. Put it that way. We got to start doing some things. We got to start putting things into actions, brothers. And it's always, I won't say always, but it's centered around, from what I'm hearing on some of these news feeds and things of that nature, it has something to do with food. It's always has something to do with food. In Egypt, 40% of their food comes from, it is imported to their land. Now, brothers and sisters, you just think about that just for a moment. It ain't just Egypt either. That place they call Israel, same way. They can't grow nothing there. Majority of stuff that goes is imported. And with this knowledge, uh, brother, what do you think we supposed to be doing, or we should be doing? That's just my line of thinking. I'm like, well, man, maybe we need to, maybe we need to look into doing that. Big companies that say, hey, we do exporting, importing, and things of that nature. They know that's exactly where the money is at. You find these countries that don't have this or don't have that, okay, and you got it. You provide it, you sell it. That's it. The world is about to go hungry, Israel. You want to talk about a grocery store not having supplies on the shelf? That's this world. That is this world. Everybody, these people knowing exactly where they need to run to. And they not only are they running, they're trying to get their foot planted there. And they're doing it. I mean, you can't blame a person for being smart who's looking at what's happening and what's about to happen and what's on the horizon. But then you got a nation of people. You literally have a nation of people that wants to control how food is grown. Well, I don't want them to have that much power. Take the seed out of it. Re-engineer this so we can still control it. They still got to come and buy from us. Take the seed out of the orange. Take the seed out of the watermelon. These people literally went in and broke down the DNA fibers for their selfish gain. This is what they did. Well, not did. What they're doing. We have that foresight, brothers. We have that foresight of this is what they're doing. This is what they got in place. So now what do we do with that knowledge of what they're doing? This this is like a massive what this world is doing. It's going to equate to a massive captivity. That's what it's going to amount to. Because when you're hungry, well, it's going to lead back to a conversation I had last time. Hunger will lead to captivity, and control. That's exactly what it's going to do. And that, you know what? And right. You're right, Sister Monica. You're right. When it's all over said and done, he allowed these people to get. He allowed these people to get this far. But when the Most High allowed these things, and then if we sin it, we sin these things. He wants us to see these things. He wants us to see these things. This day mindset. This is what the Most High is saying. This is the world's mindset. I created fruits and vegetables with seeds. They coming in and thinking they're gonna take me out of my own picture. That's all the Most High is saying. They thinking they gonna come in and take him out the picture. Oh, we can what's the word? We can make a sheep. This is what they're saying. They literally out here thinking that they're gonna take the Most High out of his creation, and they being a creature, being of creation. That's some arrogancy. If you really sit down and think about it, I made you, and you go take me out and think you will sit in my position. But this is what they're doing. Now you go in and look at some of these the the movies, like they just telling everything about what they're doing with these movies. I'm like, but we have the foresight, we have that knowledge, and whether just like what Sister Monica said, ultimately the Most High is going to have that last say so. Yeah, that's true. But he gonna also let you see what's going on, because you gonna start making a decision. All right, now these people are on some dumb stuff. I don't want to get down with them. He had to let us see these things in order for us to make a sound decision. And then once you start seeing things and you're understanding these things, you go come to the logical conclusion. These people are trying their best to conquer the Almighty. That's it. Wrinkled up face, skin just all over your face, and you think you'll step in and conquer or subdue the food chain just to control some people. But this is what the world is doing. This is what the world is doing. That's their mindset, a very demonic mindset at that. A very demonic mindset is what they're practicing. I tell you, we have some. I ain't gonna say no choices. I mean, well, we do have choices, but at the same time, we will have to start putting our hands to the plow, as they say. Oh yeah, they getting dumber by the moment, Sister Zenobia. Oh, good night. You want to talk about dumbing down? It's just like it's like somebody slapped them with total retardation, and they still walking about as if they some intelligent creatures. You can't be that intelligent thinking you will come up against your creator. You can't be that intelligent. Yeah, they digging it. A ditch, sis. You better go with a grave. That's exactly what they're digging. It's their own graves. And at the same time, we turn back around and act as if they got everything together. What these people, and for what we know and for what we see, brothers and sisters, we should not be maintaining a spirit of naiveness. We're not naive. We woke. And let's just say this awakening is a 10% awakening. That 10% got us on top. That 10% put fear in the world. That 10% got us this foresightedness. That 10% is going to move us to action. That's what that 10% can do. And thus far, yeah, it caused some feathers to be ruffled. It did. Yes, it did. There's a whole lot of black messiahs out there now. I don't think they even thought that this would even happen. Now, you all do know that they tried another attempt on that young brother's life, Ibrahim Traore. I think I'm the brother that's from Burkina Faso, the president, and they don't. And the sad thing about it is this, brothers, they do not understand why they can't get to this man. Because back in the days, they were used to. "Oh, what? What'd you say? Oh, you don't want to work with us? Okay, we're sorry that it come to this." And they would take that brother or sister, they would take that brother out. Something happened, or he had a heart attack, or whatever, or outright just killed him. That's what this world is known for. It ain't like that France is hiding their intentions to get to that man. They've been blatant with it. These people, they scared. They're scared and they're thinking that, hey, we will go back to the old ways of doing things. The old ways ain't working no more. The old ways are not working. To go in there and disable a country, no, they up on their game. That's their foresight, brothers. They know. Why do people say that African American? This is what the Africans say about African Americans. They said African Americans don't play with white people. This is what they're saying is. And why? Because they know who their enemy is. They know everything about them. That's that foresight, brothers. We've been here 400 years. We've seen how they move. We've seen how they act. Now we have that knowledge about them. And we come to understand what? They ain't gonna change. This nation is not going to change. They're not going to humble themselves. They're going to be just like Pharaoh, haughty, scared, and arrogant all at the same time. Israel will be taken by force. Israel will be taken by force. This is the foresight. This is the information that we do know now. Now, how they plan on counteracting that remains to be seen. And at the same time, you got to fight. You got to fight the Most High off the top. That's not my problem. That's your problem. You go and fight against the Most High. These His people. What are you going to do? They're not in. They used to think they was intelligent, and all this stuff here and things, and now they like dumb as a rock. And see, they are not getting the point. But when the Most High stands up and He speaks for these people, oh yeah, somebody go get something. You go get something out of that. It's going to be fear. They go get something else along with that fear, because it's going to happen. Never before in our history have we ever stood up to who we are. The Most High allowed us to be spiritually dead. And then a lot more of us are awakening up. Do you know they got Hebrews now? I know a few brothers and sisters that are Jehovah's Witnesses going and telling these elders, no, you can't. No, I'm sorry, I don't agree with that teaching. We're not Gentiles. We're Hebrew brothers and sisters. I know a few of them that just woke up and they still up under the banner of Christianity, but that awakening is happening across the board. It's going across the board. And I'm not saying these, you have some that's 40s, 50s, but then they got their kids. They're working their kids up to this. And these kids are, I'm Hebrew. I'm part of Israel. That, brothers, that is what's happening. We're on a whole different playing field now. That's where we at. We're on a whole different playing field. This is not that time for us to be going back and forth over some nonsense, brothers and sisters. This is the time where we need to start putting things together. This is the time we need to start saying, hey, I don't like you and you don't like me, but we got to work together. Because we're from the same nation. When it's all over said and done, that's what it's going to boil down to. It's going to boil down to that. This is a saving nation. This is a birth of a nation. And with this awakening, I tell you, it's going to be earth shattering. It is. Matter of fact, it ain't going to be, it is. Because these brothers and sisters, they're taking it up and they're moving on with it. And hmm, whoever thought that the internet would be an instrument that the Most High would use to spread uh, this good news about? You got all other religions talking about they spreading the good news. They spreading the news that they come up with their assumption. They're not speaking about Israel. Well, they're speaking about spiritual Israel. That's what they do. We talking about a fleshly Israel. That's what we teach, preach on, and that's what we know about. The world is full of lies, and we was taught it. The Most High woke us up. We seen the lie, we counteracted that lie with truth. They can't take it. They cannot take it. In Christendom, they falling apart just as much as anybody else. They are falling apart as anyone else. What we have to do, brothers and sisters, it's like we need to all come to the table. That's what I'm saying. We all need to sit down, sit back for a moment and analyze how we can put something in place that the world just flat out cannot stop. And brothers and sisters, the moment we sit down, we have that conversation. And that conversation is just centered around us. How can we do this? Where do we need to be at to get this started? That's that number one conversation. What do we need to do? It don't have to be no big forum. It's just a matter of just sitting down, having a conversation. How can we help everyone? How can we help ourselves as a nation? And trust and believe they're going to do some planning things and, getting a little agents or whatever inside of it, try to break it up. They always do. Hey, but we have that foresight. We know what they're about. We know exactly how they move. We know exactly how they think. That's that knowledge we have now. Brothers and sisters, this is our time. This is our time. Yeah, right now we doing talk and things of that. Sometimes it takes talk, and then that talk turns into an action. It turns into an action. Then Yahushua do the same thing. He came and said, hey, I am the Father's son. Israel was getting upset at him. Well, but then he took it and made it an action. He started healing the sick, raising the dead. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. They fell back for a moment. Oh, wait a minute, he's raising the dead. He's healing the sick, and he's feeding the poor. He put that action in, didn't he? He said, "Oh, don't believe me. Believe the action. Believe the action." Brothers and sisters, we all on the same totem pole. We got to start putting that action in. I'm telling you, this is what we have to do. This is where we're standing right now. We go need to sit down, and this going back and forth with brothers and sisters. I mean, you got to put that on up under the shelf. We have pressing issues right now. We got to put ourselves into into position. When I say put ourselves into position, this is before everything hits the fan. The Most High is an Elohim of order. We move the way He moves. We have in this knowledge of what we need to do. We have the foresight. When I keep on saying foresight, we know it's going to happen in the very near future. We have that. We know how these people act. If you want to talk about a military, uh, military, I ain't gonna call it no lineup. I would say this: our position is a position that the world used to use against us. Oh yeah, they did the same thing in churches. Oh yeah, I mean, what the churches was tied with the government. Yeah, they tied it. Sister Kathy, when the Most High says, if you got the residue of Babylon the Great on you, you're going to be judged. You're going to get hit with some of those plagues, judgments. You're going to get hit with it. And the churches are the main ones that's going to get hit. This judgment is going to go right back to the doorsteps of Christendom, where all of these religions came from. It's going right back to that, to the doorsteps of that institution. That's where it's going right back to. We have that knowledge. We have foresight of what's eventually is going to happen to Christendom. What do we need to be doing? We need to be sitting down, having conversation with different brothers and sisters. Hey, this is what we need to do. This world is about to go through its great tribulation. It's going to be food shortages. That's what the scripture says. But how do you put yourself into position for a life-saving venture? That's what we got to ask ourselves. Right now, we're right here fighting and talking about, oh, he questioning me on my teachings and everything. Ooh, man, please. Or he got this, he said that, and he did that. We all over the place. We're all over the place. And you know, the thing about it is that Yahushua went through the same thing. The only thing different about him is this: he shut them up by means of his action. That's what he did. Shut them up, shut them down. Well, I ain't gonna say shut them up, but well, yeah, to a degree, he did shut them up because they couldn't come back on this. Who gave you the authority to expel demons and raise the dead? That was their question, and when they came up, those scribes and Pharisees came up and they started asking them that type of question, they started witnessing against themselves because they ain't never seen nobody come there doing that. And you know, and they allowed jealousy to take the best of them. That's all it was. Jealousy. They was loving the thunder of the locals, and that attention started to go towards Yahushua. When he there was many times when he said, "Look, don't tell nobody I did this for you now." But what do people do when they have been healed from a lifelong sickness, being black? They go tell the world. They went out there. Every last one went out there and told them. But it would appear that Yahushua was not looking for fanfare like that. When he came upon that man that was living amongst the graves, that had a whole lot of demons in him. And once there was a little small conversation that Yahushua had with the demon, and then he told them, he said, all of y'all come out of him. All of them came out of him too. They went into the swines and everything, but hey. But with that man, he wanted to leave and be with Yahushua. Yahushua said, no. You stay here and give a witness to the locals here. Give a witness. That witness was nobody was able to bind that man, period. Nobody was able to do it. But now that man being cleansed of all of those wicked spirits served as an example of things to come. Now, by means of Yahushua's action, this man's action is to show them, hey, I'm free of those demons. Brothers and sisters, there's an action that we will have to do. We're going to have to put this in action. A lot of things that we got to do, we got to follow it by. We just can't be talking about this all day long. We're going to have to start putting it into action. We're going to follow the example of Yahushua, or we're not. He had an action behind his work. Me sitting up on this channel with like 20, 30 more things. I know the Most High can be looking at you. Look here, I know good and well y'all supposed to have moved way before the end. What do you think I'm gonna bless? And what? And then you right here still complaining about this, complaining about the brother. You look upside somebody's head. Oh, this brother think he's that, or this brother think he's this. We don't have time for that no longer. The world is in a mad dash. So, I mean, is it military? I mean, yes. Let's do it that way. If it's going to be a military position, shoot, sis, I mean, Sister Jones, it got to be done. It ain't the fact, should we do it? This is what we need to do, period. And that's across the board. Now, granted, let me say it this way. This is just not no one-man operation. Nah, it's not. It is not no one man's operation. Because trust and believe, you're going to have a brother or sister that's going to have expertise for this here. We all going to eventually find ourselves working with one another. When it is absolutely all over, said and done, you're going to really understand how we move as one. We're going to understand that. Because it's just not agriculture. It's just not having this trade over here and that trade there. When those trades are put together and it's a circle, that's that circle that you want of brothers and sisters that have different trades, and at the same time, this is where I do business at. The moment we understand that hey, we need to do business here first and foremost, we got to build up our nation, period. And they can call us prejudice all they want. They can call us bigots, whatever they want to call it. When you just concentrating on your own nation. Now, where do we get that from? Where do we get that mentality from? The Most High. He's the one who told us first and foremost, deal with your brothers. Help your people first. Now, the world is looking upside our head like we crazy. Because we chose to give attention to our people first and foremost. They don't want us to do that. They do not want us to do that. But the more we start to do it, the stronger we're going to become. It's all about putting that into action. Yeah, we did it on a smaller scale. We did. The devil got his foot into it, got his, whatever you want to call it, agent or whatever, brought in some mistrust, distrust, and everything. We gotta continue to press on. Don't tell me it cannot be done. It was done before. The thing about it is you're going in a different way, different manner, and you know exactly what you're looking for. Yes. Mm-hmm. You're right, Sister Monica. That's the way they come in. No, we will have to, mm, it can be done. That's one thing it can be. I know for the vast majority of brothers and sisters, majority of them move over to the continent or whatever situation may be, and they do their own little business. I got it. I'm looking at something a whole lot bigger. And this is not to, talk down on brothers and sisters. They got their own business and things of that nature now, because when it's all over said and done, they go get pulled into. They go just boom, come right on in. But I'm looking at something a lot larger, a lot more massive. And it's going to put a name behind our action. That's what it's going to do. This is not that time. But no, this is the time for us to sit down, conversate, have these conversations. What is it that we need to do? How can we do this? What is the best way of moving to get this done? Little small conversations. A little small conversation. That's all that's all it takes. That's all it takes. It's these small conversations that we should be having with our brothers and sisters. You know that the world knows that that we are being awakened. The world knows this. Till it got to a point where the world is talking against it. Why are these Negroes feeling a certain way about themselves? They're very adamant as to who they say they are. They saying that they're Israel. You had those people around there on TV saying that we was the people. They was all on YouTube. Oh yeah, these African Americans. Only about 60% of them are the lost sheep of Israel. Who told them to put a percentage on us? The world knows exactly what's going on. Sister Jones, if I had the ability to pop out of here in 5 minutes, I'd be gone. I would. I don't think nobody in their right mind. Um, you know what? I'm gonna say it this way: the moment we sit down and have a serious conversation with some brothers and sisters, and they say, you know what? Let's do it this way here. Excuse me. Let's do it this way here. And that happens, that right there is it's going to get started. I was about to say game over. No, that game is not over. Matter of fact, let's just say it's already got started. We just needed a little push to get started. That's it. A push just to get started. And that push is that action. It's all about maintaining that action based upon those laws. If you got those laws in your actions, you good to go. And not all, they say they Hebrew and all that, taking into consideration those laws. They not. I mean, we seen that off the top. A lot of us have seen that. Some of them run back to Babylon real quick just to get some stuff started or get some things or what court proceedings or whatever. But when you be about those laws and you got your understanding of these laws and how you're supposed to proceed with these laws through your daily routine, yeah, that's that one that's going to shake the world. That's that one that's going to be known by the world. Oh, these Israelites over here, they got those laws. They live by those laws. And when you starting to live by those laws, what happened? What did the Most High guarantee? He said, I will bless you. Yeah, you're right, sister, on that, sister. Yeah, that's that distrust, I tell you, is whoo. Mm, you know, we had that we always had that trust, even when during slavery. I mean, they they go back and then tell you call yourself on the run, and then you got this other Negro. I tell master, anything, and they doing something good. But that distrust, that's been like woven into our bloodline, and we got to get rid of that. We have to we got to get rid of it when it's all over said and done, because what the problem is. It's distrust, backbiting, gossiping, all of these things Israel do right down to this very day. To this very day, this is what we do. But then at the same time, we turn back around and say, I want to be blessed. This is what we do. I want to be blessed. And at the same time, keep up a whole lot of mess. No, they can let that nonsense ride into the sunset. It's not profitable. It's not profitable. We have things that we got to do. We got to come down and sit down and sit at the table. Whatever mistrust or whatever, it's going to take mature people to sit down to have these conversations. That's what it's going to take. The ones that got their mindset, oh, who doing this, who doing that, and things of that nature. Shalom, Brother Kenneth. But I'm going to say it this way. We will have to have an understanding. What they have put in us, yeah, that's stuff that's been entrenched in us for hundreds of years. With this awakening, this is where your faith is going to be tested. Your faith is going to be tested, and the thing about it is this: with your faith being tested, you supposedly have only one supreme being that you should be concerned with, not two, not three, but one. But majority of us got three of them. Three of them. One is going to be yourself. Two is going to be money. And the main one that we should be concerned with is the Most High. Should not be no three trust factors. The greatest trust should be in the Most High. Your faith is going to be tested as to how you wants to feel, or where you may be thinking that what position can I play. Your faith is going to be tested. And so now we have the foresight of what's about to happen to money. Eventually, what's going to happen to money. So now the Most High is already putting us in position. He's already got our mindset. You know what I'm about to do to money. And you know you need to come together as a nation. Take your unrighteous riches and use it here. Trust me, I'm going to do something for you. This is where we stand, brothers and sisters, when it's all over said and done. This is where we stand at right now. People, brother. This is going to be his, I ain't going to say judgment, but I'm going to say this is going to be his light in life. That he refused to trust in the Most High. Now, this is just an example. And this example is going to eventually be a reality for somebody out there. That he refused to trust in the Most High. He held on to his money, knowing that if you don't do something with it, it's not going to be no good. You got your brothers and sisters who are over there working over here doing this here. They all volunteering their unrighteous riches. And I turned around and I blessed them. But now, where are you at? You're sitting down and you're worrying about what you can get out of it. Not as a nation. That brother just might find himself up on a judgment. Because he had another, I'm going to say another God or two that he was holding on to. Himself and money. Not the Most High. Now this can sound, what's the word? As an easy thing to understand. Nope. No. That can be a very serious predicament that we each individually can sit at that table and have that conversation, and it can happen to any one of us at the same time. But this is what it's going to take. Now, I understand everything Sister Monica is saying. She's right. That distrust is something else. But at this time of the end, all of our faith is going to be put to the test. If you know for a fact this is these brothers are talking about, they want to do this here, they want to do that there. What about those laws? Oh no, they big up on the laws. Matter of fact, those laws supersede their, Babylon's law. They handle things within the family. If there's a disagreement, they got elders set up to to listen to those cases. If there is something that a brother was doing something outside the pocket and he mishandled some money, they handle that. This is what this is about, brothers. Accountability. And brothers and sisters, when it's all over said and done, that's the desire that we have. We want accountability. That's what we want. To have a measure of trust, we want accountability. And those laws are the laws, that's our ticket. That's our ticket. When it's all over said and done, that's what it's going to be about. And that's what it should be about. But then the only time you're going to get that distrust, there's going to be one of us. They say, yeah, I follow the laws and so and so. But yeah, it's going to be, they go pick and choose what laws they want to follow. Now we're not even trying to deal with anything of the kind. If you're not going to be about these laws, we don't need to do business together, period. Because see, it would appear that you are on some shady nonsense. If you can't come in whole soul about these laws, the laws that they taught us was done away with, but we was the only people on this planet Earth who was receiving the backlash to not following those laws. Man, you better get up out here and go find somebody to play with. No, we seen that. We seen exactly how it felt to not follow these laws. Did not Yahushua say, woe to those that do not follow my Father's laws? Did we not have that experience, brothers and sisters, before this awakening? Did we not have that experience before this awakening? Yet those woes was on us. And we felt it. So now we woke up. We don't want those woes no more. Did not the Most High say turn around and repent? What do repent mean? To go back to the laws. That's it. They taught us a lie. We believed the lie, and we got dealt the bad side of the lie. They didn't. They went on to build houses, accumulate wealth. They went on and they lived their best lives from generation to generation to generation. That's what the world did. But it was at the cost of who? Israel's demise. That's what it was at. Brothers and sisters, if you really want to rise up as a nation, those laws going to have to be first and foremost. If you're talking about taking on that laws in the business, has to be taken up. That's the way it's going to have to happen. If you believe in this is the awakening, so be it. Put your faith to the test. If you're going to rely on the Most High, rely on the Most High. Brothers and sisters, we can talk about this until we blue in the face. But one day, somebody go step up and they go be about their business. And no laws will be wrapped around them. But at the same time, we're going to have we're going to have some brothers and sisters that's going to. And I'm not going to say that's going to fall to the wayside. I'm not going to say that. I'm not no judge. I'm not no judge. And you're going to see some brothers and sisters holding on to some unrighteous riches, and they kind of find out that their money ain't worth a dime. And there's going to be those who be like, man, I should have did something with this here. Now it's going to be you're going to be a tad bit too late. These brothers and sisters that's having these forums and things of that nature. No, this is one forum that we need to have unitedly. And that is, what will it take for all of us to come to this table, sit down and have a conversation as to what needs to be done in an orderly manner. Brothers and sisters, it's not difficult to do. It is not difficult to do. You got brothers and sisters all excuse me. You have brothers and sisters all over Africa. It's just a matter of you just sitting back, collecting names, talking with brothers and sisters, see what what the conversation is like. All right, how can we do business in South Africa from West Africa? Brothers and sisters, we do not need to be in front of the world. The world is not our concern. Your brothers and sisters are. Because if we do not sit down and have this conversation, and the Most High already told you what he's going to do, he's going to put you back in your own country, your own land. This is absolutely a preparation operation. We're not going to be coming back, ooh, where am I at? What I'm going to do? Come on now. Shalom, Sister Yvonne. The more we sit down and the more we sit down and have this conversation, and you're talking with brothers and sisters that's big on these laws. Those laws is their life. Those are the brothers and sisters that you need to be talking with. It's going to govern their actions. That's one thing it's going to do. I don't care if you're a brother in South Africa, North Africa, East Africa. Those laws does not have a stipulation of your location. Those laws are worldwide for us. It's just a matter of stepping into them and staying within them and living by them. Right now, this is an operation. People are nervous to end up in. You know what, Sister Monica? You're right. And I know they are. I do. I know people are nervous. People are nervous to end up being taken advantage of. Whoo, yes. Mm-hmm. You're right. Sister Monica, I was talking to this brother a couple of days ago, and he was calling this woman all types of D's and everything, and I'm like, bro, hold on. I said, this is a time of redeeming. I said, you calling her a B and an H and everything. I said, brother, you're cursing your own self. But once we had that conversation, I'm like, maybe 10 minutes into it, That brother calmed down. He said, "Well, dang, brother, you're right. You're right, man. Man, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right." And so he was like, "Man," he said, "Man, I just don't want to be taken advantage of. I don't want to come out playing like I'm this." What did he say? It was a word that he used. A sympathetic person that people take him for granted. And I was like, "Well, brother, the world made you think that you got to be hard to another brother. That's what the world literally got us thinking that way, Israel." We're like, "Hey, what's up? What's up, bro? What's up, dog?" This is how they got us thinking. And I ain't just saying the brothers, I'm talking about some sisters too. We not hard. We're not. But I do understand the nervousness. I do understand people taking they do not want to be taken for granted. And that's where those laws comes in at. I do understand um brothers and sisters concerned. Shoot, what? I'll be the first one to sit up and stand up. "Oh yeah, you want to talk about taking for granted? Oh yeah." You said taking for granted. I had my pitch right next to it, and a lot of other brothers and sisters. A lot of us been taken for granted. That's the only reason that we feel the way we feel. If we was not taken for granted by our own brothers and sisters, trust and believe, you've been taken for granted by the world itself. But this is going to be that time where your faith is have to be placed on the Most High. That's going to be your action. That's where your action is going to be at. Mm-hmm. So I try not to get into the comedian side of me because uh, I tend to get carried away at times. So I try my best to stay away from that funny side. But when I'm with my friends, we all be right here talking crazy. But on the side of us, and it has to be about us now. The Most High was trying. He was telling us long ago. Shalom, brother Robert. He was telling us long ago. Stay with your own people. Due to our disobedience, I mean, we had this conversation. Salvation came to the nation. Okay, let's just go with that. But even though that salvation has come to the nations, but what was the Most High saying? He didn't give us the permission to go out there and marry whoever we want. He did not. But he knew we was going to do it because we lost who we were. We lost who we were. And some of our brothers and sisters they was taken by force. They was taken by force. Hold on just for a moment. Ever since I got back, I'm still dealing with this cold. Um, and but it would appear that it's doing a lot better. But moving on, um, we have We have um, these things that we got to contend with. That's what we have. We got this stuff before us each and every day, brothers and sisters. We do. And you may have brothers and sisters say, I'm part of this organization. I'm part of that organization. I'm part of. We going to eventually have to come together. We eventually going to have to come down and sit down. I don't care what part or what organization you claim to be. Because when it's all over said and done, the Most High will rename you as one. And for the brothers that's like, let's just say for this, for the sake of argument, that's bent on control to say, I'm Moses 2.0 or Moses 7.0. Hmm. Mm-mm. You just may find yourself having a conversation with the Most High because He's the one who's going to do the choosing. He's the one who's going to dictate who's going to govern His people. He knows exactly who He's looking at and who He has chosen. But when you got a brother that come in and talking about, I'm gonna control this here and all that, I move kind of, I move very cautiously with people with that mindset. That's just me. That's just me. But we're gonna have to sit down and have these nervous conversations. Cause don't not one of us not one of us wants to be taken for granted. You know. And thus far, some of our a lot of our brothers and sisters has been taken for granted. They have. They have been taken for granted. And y'all knows. But there's a different take on things now. Shalom, Sister Shalom, Sister Pixie Dust. We're gonna have to start thinking in a different way. We got to start thinking more so on those laws, brothers and sisters. It's gonna be those laws. It ain't the fact that you just saying you wake up and realize you Hebrew. It's those laws that's gonna dictate your awakening. That's what this is gonna do. Those laws are going to dictate to you also how much that you will recognize we need to come together. We've been saying that before the awakening. We've been saying that way before the awakening. We used to say, man, why is it that black people can't work together? Yeah, that's what we was saying. And still saying it down to this very day for the non-awakened Israelites. It's still being said right down to this very day. Just like what Sister Monica said, it's about trust. And it is about trust. But this is one time, brothers and sisters, the greatest trust of all it's going to be you trusting the Most High. That's what it's going to be about. This is not about trusting your brother. Excuse me. It's not about trusting your brother. It's not. You trust the Most High to govern those brothers or sisters over this, over that. You're going to leave that trust right there where it's at. That's with the Most High. Because usually, brothers and sisters, when things go flaky and go, get shaky and stuff, it always seemed to be in some type of scandal. Because when I mean, you come in and you do all the whining and everything, you come to realize, man, y'all had a whole lot of stuff going on that should have been dealt with a long time ago. If you get knowledge, you got this here going on. Nip that nonsense in the bud. Nip it in the bud, because all they're gonna do is get stronger. And then once it gets stronger, then you find yourself all on Dateline. Nip that nonsense in the bud. Shalom, Sister Patricia. Nip it in the bud real quick. Don't sit right there and sleep on it. Let it fester. No. If you got any type of situation that can be detrimental, or not necessarily detrimental, that can rip the family apart, yeah, you need to hop onto it. You need to hop onto it. I'm serious. These laws, brothers and sisters, no, those are the ones that the laws are our foundation. The laws are where our blessings are at. We know what the curses feel like. We know what they feel like. So that's an experience that we already had. We never had an experience of being blessed by following these laws. Don't you think that we need to put that to the test, brothers and sisters? That within itself is where your blessings come from. We never felt those blessings. Never. I mean, you want to talk about people, woe to those that does not follow my father's law. That woe went on all of Israel. We went into slavery, those woes are still there. Went to the United States, those woes were still there. On the boat, the woes were still there. They just got stronger as time went on. That's all happened to those woes. They got stronger as we moved on until we got to the point of this 400-year track. Yeah, we was feeling those woes then. We was feeling that. You want to talk? Should we get into the woes? Should we go deeply into these woes? Because now, if we go deep into these woes, you're gonna know exactly what you're leaving behind. And you're gonna know I don't want to go through that no more. We have the experience of these woes. We had what? You can have 3 or 4 churches in one block and 10 liquor stores in black neighborhoods, along with some catfish restaurants. Those woes, all of those woes. No matter where we was living at, we got hit with those woes. If you're tired of getting hit with these woes, brothers, try the laws out. Try the laws. Live by the laws. Receive the blessings from these laws. He already told you what he would do for you. Some of us are still up under those woes. If you want to get from up under them, the Most High, those laws are still there. They're still there. Can be read each and every day. Matter of fact, a lot of the governments on a global scale, you still use those laws down to this very day. Yes, they lied to us. They did. They lied to us and told us those laws are done away with. Ain't that not a trip? Hold on. I'm back. So this is the hold on for a minute. Hold on just for a moment. Sorry about that, brothers. Paid $2,700 for a cell phone and the back of it falls off. Man, I tell you the truth. Get some super glue and glue the thing back on. Let me tell you, it's always something. But anyway, this is what we got. This is where we stand. Now, how we going to do and to rectify the matter? That's going to be left. That's going to be left upon us individually. Oh yeah, that's how they kept us in sin. Oh, sister, what you talking about? And then at the same time, on top of that, we didn't know who we were. We thought we was Christians. We thought we was good Christians. That's what we thought we were. And at the same time, we was being cursed at the same time while while we are under the illusion we doing good. That's what they did. Exactly. They kept us in sin. Mhm. And we went through life in sin. Now you're trying to come up out of it. You got to start throwing elbows. I mean, because it's the devil who's trying to keep you in. Deny Yahushua said, look here, I'm sending you out as sheep among wolves. We're circled by wolves. And we was cursed. I mean, and yeah, we was cursed at the same time. When I could say we was vulnerable, we yes, we were. But then it falls back onto the Most High when He said, totally abandoned. You know what? I don't know why this thing just keep popping up on the saying I'm disconnected, and then the mic go off. I'm just talking and talking and things. It is what it is. They doing what they doing. My brothers and sisters, when it's all over said and done, that's what's going to be. I mean, it's being posed to us right now as we speak. What is it we going to do as a people? Yeah, we got to get out of it, extremely out of it. Because Brother Robert, when it's all over said and done, that judgment of all of these religions is going to go right back to the steps of Christendom. Period. Where all the lies started, Christendom. The woes, Christendom. All of it is going to lead right back to them. And we thought we was good Christian people. Man, please. They had us in a dream land. full of lies at the same time. And but the sad thing about it, though, um, you still got some of our brothers and sisters trapped off in that. And you know, the Most High know exactly how to save His people. We just do our part, keep peace, drop a couple of nuggets here and there, and keep it moving. I seen brothers and sisters get into some heated arguments now, and I mean, I was one of them. But then once I calmed down, I'm like, man, why in the world I'm arguing over the scripture? The scripture's going to speak for itself. You just say what you need to say and keep it moving. But it's something about this awakening when new ones, they be adamant about what they learn, and I mean, it's not the fact that they're getting, what's the word, violent. I would say they're very passionate of the new thing they learn. And I mean that passion, it can be seen. It can be seen. And I think with some of our brothers and sisters, and that's how I will address it. It's very passionate for their understanding of the scriptures. But that passion, brothers and sisters, when it's all over said and done, it's still going to lead back to us a testing of our faith. That's what it's going to do. It's going to lead right back to it. At the end of the day, that's where we're going to be standing at. But the only thing about it is we will not be lost then. I mean, matter of fact, we're not lost. We woke. We know exactly where we're going. Well, let me take that back. Yes, some brothers and sisters think that United States is the promised land. So right now, we have to stick with just being woke. And so all of us, truthfully, we ain't work together. We're not. We're not going to do that. But for those brothers and sisters that do know, that have that understanding, they're going to know exactly where they belong. They're going to know. Shoot, Brother Robert, I mean, yeah, we, the more we know better, to do better and things of that nature, yes, I understand that down to the bone. But like Sister Monica said, there is a measure of distrust and a measure of not wanting to be taken for granted. We have two things that's working against us. Well, you know, two. We got some things that's working against us, but it's where you gonna lay your faith at. Sis, that's true. That is absolutely true. People won't even come to Bible study anymore. Whew. It's happening, sis. It is absolutely happening. But it's that action. It's that action of the individual that's going to determine whether he or she are into the scriptures. It's that action. I mean, truthfully, sis, I mean, anybody can read the Bible and say, hey, the Most High sent me here to do so and so, so and so. And you know good and well the Most High ain't sent them nowhere. But it's the actions of that person that's going to dictate or going to make a determination of whether he or she is about. It's going to be the action. I seen brothers get up there and you know, say this and say that. I knew one brother. And in we was at a Bible study, and there was an error that he had about himself. And so, but as he kept on and kept on, and I mean, it seemed like he was taking the lead over this Bible study. And so, but they started complaining about one of the, two brothers, on their understanding of the scriptures and things. I was like, well, brother, that's a way you can address a grown man. I mean, you don't flat out just tell him he did wrong. And man, what are you talking about? So and so, so and so, so. No, you don't do that, bro. That's the way you need to talk to a grown man, because that spirit is not bringing about a peaceful solution nor understanding. Because now he's not. You got a brother upset. He's not looking at getting an understanding. He's looking at how disrespectful you are to him. So his mindset is twisted me. I mean, it's twisted towards another direction. So the brother called it, go use it on me. And so he said, man, I'm sharing all these scriptures with you, trying to help you to understand this and try to help you to understand that. And you ain't wrote down not one scripture and things so and so. I'm like, bro, who do you think you're talking to? I said, you can take that and you can keep it moving, bro. If you want to underline everything in your Bible, that is absolutely your God-given business to do just that. If you want to write all the footnotes on the side of your Bible, that's your business. I don't do that. But if you want to sit up and dictate to me how I should study and write down, no. And I led into both of those brothers. He had his reader reading the scriptures for him and everything. And he fell right along in with him. And I'm like, bro, I don't know who y'all are. Where y'all getting all this from? You all ain't gonna sit there and tell somebody they need to have a highlighter and underline scriptures. If that's the way you study, brother, that's the way you study. Do you see me sitting there complaining about you underlining your Bible and things of that nature? Yes. And the sad thing about it is, and I told these brothers, I said, no, that Bible study is gonna disperse. It did. Those brothers said, I tell you what, you ain't even gotta come here no more. And that's how I end. That was my first day there, brothers and sisters. That was my first day there. But the disrespect that was handed out, I'm like, man, y'all on a whole different plateau that I'm not even trying to entertain. Y'all address grown men like this, but everything was heated. And I told the both of them, I'm like, man, so who y'all? Not Amos and Andy. Paul and Barman, can't even say his name. Barman is, I don't know. But that's the stuff that they did. And that's what I've seen. Dealing with people and brothers that have that mindset. And you could be telling the truth. Because truthfully, brothers and sisters, when it's all over said and done, and matter of fact, I was questioning these brothers. They was I don't know, they call it trying to map me out. So they started asking me questions. I said, and they said, you believe in the Shabbat? I said, yeah. 6 days, 7 day you rest. Mm-hmm. He said, but now, do you know that Shabbat is not always on the same day? I said, no. I said, no, but you know what I'm saying? If you got something, you got to show me in the scriptures. And so that's how the conversation started. Now, granted, brothers and sisters, I understood his reasoning when it came down to what is it, the lunar calendar. I understood his reasoning. But then I came back, not to make an excuse. I came back, and this was not an excuse. I said, well, brother, if the Shabbat is not always on the same day, and this is how we count it, and things, I said, now, I'm understanding grace now because a brother that's working is 9 to 5. Now, he going to ask for these particular days off for the whole month. Then he come in the next month. I said, that's not going to work while you in captivity, brother. He said, well, brother, that's the way it's supposed to be done. I said, well, brother, use common sense. If you're in captivity, these brothers are supposed to go lose their jobs. Now, we find out that this is the way we're supposed to count the days for the Shabbat. And they always moving every month. And you in captivity. And so you want to tell you as your boss, can you have this day off for the remainder of the month? Next month come in, it's a different day. The other brothers, they understood what I was saying. But this hardliner brother, I said, brother, you can do that right now. That's because you here in Africa and you're not working. You're living off your retirement or whatever. Yes, you can do that. You can follow that schedule. But for the vast majority of brothers and sisters that's in captivity, no. That has to take care of their families. I'm not going to say they can't do it, but it's going to be difficult to be done. But when you got that hard liner, brother, and things of that nature, you have a problem. You're going to have those type of issues. Until we come out of captivity, brothers and sisters, no matter what you say, we're not. This is not a true Shabbat. None of us is having it. I don't care if you're in Africa or whatever. This is not a true Shabbat. You're in captivity, and we're not doing it according to law. So you have these brothers and sisters that's thinking they got everything down packed in the scriptures. Proceed very cautiously, especially with this new awakening. Be happy that you woke. Move cautiously. If you go teach with patience and love. With an arrogance, nah, you got a problem. I hear brothers get on talking with brothers and sisters, and they yelling, hooping and hollering and yelling, and at the same time tell them that they don't know what they're talking about, that they don't understand the scriptures. That ain't the way you talk to brothers and sisters, brothers. That's not the way you do it. And see, this is the reason why we're going to have to come out of captivity to understand these things. We can, as long as we're in captivity, brothers and sisters, because you got everybody that have, I ain't going to say everybody. You got people that believe this here. They believe that there. They believe that. And so now it's like brothers are getting to the point where they get in where they can fit in, where they have an understanding and they have another brother that has that same understanding. That's where they sit there. They sit right there. Because now they sharing the same understanding that they have. And that's what it seems like right now where we at. You got some brothers right here calling another brother Messianic Hebrews. Because these brothers over here, they do not believe in Yahusha. So yes, you're going to put yourself in a class of people that has your understanding. Now you may be a person that they reason with and things of that nature. Anyway, You go, brothers and sisters, when it's all over said and done, you pray to the Most High. Ask the Most High to teach you. He would never leave you in the dark. Never. He would never leave you in the dark. And when people want to step outside of the Bible, ooh, yes, you want to proceed very cautiously. Very cautiously. All the while, you keep praying to the Most High to teach you. That's my encouragement, brothers. This awakening, it is a wonderful thing. It is absolutely a privilege to be awoken. Trust in the Most High. Let Him lead. I tell you the truth, these last days. But brothers and sisters, I'm not going to hold you all. But let us keep on doing it the way the Most High asks us to do things, and let us move in that direction. You too, brother Robert, and brothers and sisters, keep your head on a swivel. Today is their day for what's his name, Trump, being sworn in. Keep your head on a swivel. I'm gonna say that we're living in a time of the end, and this world is still being judged. And with that, brothers and sisters, I would say shalom, and y'all willing, I'll be back on tomorrow. Take care.